Welcome back. I'm continuing my through hike of the Florida Trail. This time, I'm tackling my toughest section yet along the Suwannee River.
Got a coral snake here, guys. Very venomous. And the rain's coming back again. Wow, guys, this is what makes the Florida Trail so special, is it just shows you these incredible places that Florida still has.
And reaching the most beautiful section, the Aucilla River. Come along and see why this 1,100-mile journey will be your next through hike.
Good morning. We are back on trail. Just leaving the Spirit of the Suwannee campground. Very wet morning, but luckily I beat the rain just in time packing up. So now we are heading back down towards the river. I don't know how it's going to come out, but along this trail, as you're paralleling the river, you'll have a ton of these like quick dips down and up as you're going along. So it kind of changes it up a little bit because it's not just flat walking. I'm thinking this was an old trestle for a railroad. And the rain's coming back again. I think we're going to be getting it off and on today, but it should be better after today.
I spent a couple nights at the Spirit of the Suwannee campground, where I got resupplied, a shower, and charged up my battery storage devices and cameras. Very early on, I noticed a significant number of trees that had fallen, but so far the trail had been cleared. This, however, would turn out to not be the case as I went deeper along the Suwannee.
It's a really cool look at the rocky riverbank on the other side over there. I apologize for the poor lens quality, but because of the weather, I just can't keep it clean and clear. But I just wanted to show you this tree. Been coming across some really massive trees along this section, and it's going to be hard to, again, get that perspective with the camera, but this is a very, very large tree.
In addition to not being able to keep the lenses clear, the water had affected the sound quality of the cameras, so I apologize in advance for that.
Just so very scenic back in here. Passing a really nice magnolia tree here. That'd be pretty when it's flowering. Got a coral snake here, guys. Very venomous. I don't know how he's coming out, but I'm gonna move on. Well, the rain has finally let up for now. It's the first bit of sun I've seen pretty much today. We're now passing through Mitchell Creek. It's a pretty cool bridge. Yeah, and there is still substantial trail damage from the previous hurricanes and storms. Had to do, there's a lot of circumvention of the main trail around gigantic trees that have fallen and limbs and debris. So slowing everything up a little bit. Yeah, it's just massive tree after massive tree along this section. I just can't get over how big these things are. And it's beautiful down in here. This just kind of gives you an idea of the trail condition. On this part of the Florida Trail through the Suwannee. It's very difficult going, very slow. So much stuff down here. And you can see a few people have been people coming through here, but not many. Many of these areas I've had to, it's completely impassable, so you got to go off to the side. So it's very difficult to navigate because people have made a series of different trails in either direction. Some of them turning back, some of them actually popping back out on the trail. So it's just difficult to determine which way to go, how to get there across some of these debris fields. This poor guy didn't make it. Poor armadillo. I've seen a couple of these today. Trying to beat the sun to get to camp right now. Gonna be close. We don't have too much farther.
After making it through a very difficult section along the Suwannee over several days, I eventually made my way down to the Aucilla section. Arriving at camp very late, I just pitched my tent, made dinner, and laid down for some much needed rest.
Good morning, guys. It's a beautiful morning here. Have a very nice sunrise on the horizon there. And since I'm by some water, I'm going to go ahead and squeeze some water before I head out and camel up with the water I have. And then we'll be on our way. Real quick, one of the ways that I always make sure I'm using the right bottle is I wrote X's on my dirty water bottle. So works out great for me. Should really be a beautiful hike along the river today. Next few days they're talking about sporadic showers, so I do have something forming just a little bit over here. I'm hoping that holds off. Yeah, I had a low of 43 last night, so not too bad. And we're gonna get to the mid-60s today. Doesn't look like this has been traveled too much. It's really cool how the water is eating away at that rock there over the years. Man, it is just so pretty through here. Here's some hunting dogs off into the distance. Really cool cypress knees here. Wow. Pretty cool.
Aside from Big Cypress, where I started this journey, this section would be one of the most scenic sections I experienced along the whole trail.
Wow, it is just like a whole different world back in here. This is a very unique section of the trail for sure. Very different than even the Suwannee. And we're just kind of, this trail literally goes right along the river. Very few and small deviations from it. And man, that used to be a massive tree. No longer with us, but got burnt out, looks like. Maybe lightning hit it. Time for a little Scooby snack. I'm gonna have my stinger here. Love these things. Tell me what you guys think about them, if you've ever had them and how you like them.
Nothing prepared me for the scenic surprise I was about to come across.
Wow guys, this is what makes the Florida Trail so special, is it just shows you these incredible places that Florida still has that are still wild and you can still come and see them. Check this out. Check out just how massive these cypress knees are. I mean, they're incredible. Wow. This is perfect just by these rapids that are absolutely incredible. There happens to be a trash can here, which is awesome because I got all my trash from my snacks this morning and my dinner from last night. So thank you for having this here, guys. This is awesome. Wow, I have just not seen anything like this so far on trail, and it's just incredible. It's been really hard to keep my camera put away. One, to save the battery on it, but it's just hard to pass this stuff up and not capture it. But I also have to stop stopping so much so I can get to where I'm going. So I am encountering some blowdowns on this trail, on this section here. But my gosh, it's nothing like it was on the Suwannee. That section was absolutely brutal. Temperatures seem to have gone down. We're about 50 degrees now, so I went ahead and threw the frog tog on to warm up a bit. All these palmettos remind me of back when I was in Central Florida, many miles back. Went through many hammocks with these, and a pretty cool old stump here. Yeah, I went through lots of hammocks in different places where there were just these endless palmettos with their gigantic fronds. Wow, guys, check out this sinkhole. That's pretty cool. Wonder how deep that is, or if it's part of like a cave system.
I've come upon the Aucilla Sinks. The Aucilla Sinks is definitely one of the most geological oddities along the National Scenic Trail. Karst, which is the limestone bedrock of Florida, is particularly porous in this area. This area has a storied past. The Aucilla Sinks have been identified as the earliest known site of human occupation in the southeastern United States. One of the artifacts found here was a double-edged stone knife. With the knife was a mastodon tusk and a skull, and the knife had been used to remove the tusk. Prehistoric peoples, pre-Clovis in archaeological terms, settled in this region when it was more than 100 miles from the coastline. The chain of sinks themselves start the vortex. The main sink swallows the river and forces it underground. For a distance of about 8 miles, the river appears and disappears in a series of rises and sinks.
This bridge has definitely seen better days, but it's good enough for now. Have our interesting random object of the day. Not quite sure what that was. Maybe an ice chest? Deep freezer? Looks like maybe. It's crazy that it's out here. So I am going to have to top off water before I get to camp, and this is one of the spots out of the, there's only 2 spots on the way to camp, because where I'm camping, you can't reach the water. So, but it doesn't look that great. But if there's no water at the next one, that'd be a bummer. I mean, it's okay. It's clear, but I don't know. I'll have to think about it and see what I'm gonna do. Yeah, so I'm afraid if I pass this one up and the other one is worse, or there is no water, because it is very dry here right now, which is good in a way. The trail is clear and not submerged, but at the same time, water gets a little harder to get. So I think what I'm going to do is just at least get a liter. I'll process a liter and then fill this, so that'll give me 2 liters, and so at least I'll have 2 liters getting to camp. It's gonna take a little time to do this here, but at least when we get to camp, we'll have everything and won't have to do this there. That's fine. These little bridges are nice. They don't seem like much, but they really help out, smooth out the hike with the ups and the downs. And so over time, that helps out a lot. There are better looking sources along the way than where I stopped, but problem is you can't access them. It's very steep here. So far the intel on that has been pretty solid. No way really down to these, at least not an easy way. Wow, these sinkholes right here are just impressive. Some of them are rather large, like this one. Whole different sizes to them. Oh wow, very cool. Black cat over here or something. Oh, it's a weasel or an otter.
I've had the fortune of stumbling upon a North American river otter. These thrive in the freshwater habitats found along the Aucilla Wildlife Management Area, and they feed on fish, crayfish, and amphibians.
How cool is that? That's super cool, man. I saw something like out of the corner of my eye and it looked dark, like thought it was like a stray black cat or something. But it's an otter. Awesome. Been coming past quite a bit of magnolia trees in this section. Kind of crazy how the earth just opens up for that little sliver, and it's pretty deep. Just makes you wonder what's under you where you're walking all the time. I made it to camp for the day, and I'm gonna pitch real quick. We just got a couple sporadic showers today, and skies are kind of gray, so I'm gonna get everything up and ready to go in case another shower rolls in. So I made it to camp, but before I can pitch everything, I gotta dry everything out. It's kind of a dewy morning, a lot of moisture, so let this dry out, and while I'm doing that, I'm gonna probably make some coffee. All right, I did set up camp now. There is water here, which is good. I can get to it. It's not the best water, but it is water. So now I can have some coffee. I have enough for dinner. And I can also be topped off for tomorrow. And where I'm going, there's supposed to be a water cache, but it's a little dated, the information. So I want to make sure I bring enough water with me, even though it's going to be heavy. Just in the event there isn't water there. So for now, I'm just going to enjoy my coffee until I make dinner. Okay, I looked at the forecast and it is calling for about 50% chance, especially after 5. So probably going to finish up this coffee, make dinner, and have everything set to dip inside the tent if the weather shows up. And then showers after tomorrow. And there's supposed to be showers tomorrow about 5 p.m. as well. So it looks like the next few days we're going to be getting scattered rain here and there. Hopefully it's not too heavy. Trail's been nice and dry, so that's made easy going, and it's been quite enjoyable. Today, just looking at all the river and the sinks and everything else around here, it's definitely a unique spot on the trail, different than I've seen before, and so far it's definitely at the top. It's one of my favorite spots. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. Dinner tonight is going to be chicken tikka masala, the Mountain House version. I love chicken tikka masala, especially when I went over to India. The food over there is fantastic. And not as good here, of course, because over there it's always going to be better. But I'm curious to try this one out because I've never had this particular one. Let me know if you've had it, and let me know what you think about it. I gotta say, Mountain House did a fine job with this. Good job, guys. I'm enjoying it.
Thanks for joining me, and I hope you join me on the next one, because the Florida Trail has more surprises ahead.